Here's my lap ear zesty update video. I have XTR 11 speed on here with an XO crank oval wolf tooth chainring with an MRP S3 mount where it's mounted by the derailleur, and I have their like XCG or something like that, the MRP XCG newer mountain one just mounted there. The reason why I didn't get an AMG, which is the guide here is a bracket with the top guide, is I really wanted to just use the front derailleur holes so that they could just stay clean and useful, and then this actually works with the swing arm, so the guide actually travels with the chain and works a little better than if it was just fixed standing there. With an oval chainring, you can't really have it as tight as you want, so like right here it's the max, but then in the oval part it goes pretty low, but then when you get into your higher stroke it guides. So I have it set kind of on like a 32 chainring, even though this is a 28 tooth because I'm a sissy. I'm 6'3", like 240 pounds, and I can't climb for shit. Here is in the rear I have the Shimano 11 to 40 tooth with the oneup suspension's 145 tooth, and at the time the 42 cassette wasn't out. I am most likely going to change to a 11 to 46 either Shimano cassette or the box components 11 to 46, or even the Sunrace to 11 to 46, because the Shimano one's kind of crap. You essentially get a 37 to a 46, whereas on this I have a 40 and a 45, and most people might not say you don't need it, blah 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 blah, but hey, I don't care. I'd rather have a 40 and a 45 because then I have two gears that I can work with, so I don't just blow out my top gear. That's the problem with these one buys, is everyone just blows out this ring because they're either in here and then climbing and in here, and then they just wear these completely out. So I know the box components one is kind of cool because it has a 40 and a 46, and same thing with the Sunrace, everything's the same, it's a 40 and a 46, rather than Shimano's, which is from here you get 37 and then you go to a 46, which kind of is crap. Or I'll hold out for a 12-speed Shimano or something like that. I would love to do the expander 50 or 49 tooth that oneup makes, but I really don't want to mess around with the cage because you need to remove the cage and it repositions everything, which is fine, but I have an XTR derailleur and I really don't want to remove any of the cool crap that has XTR here. The auto suspension has been working great for my bike. Can't complain. Got my carbon bars, got my 60 mil renthal apex stem, which is just badass. It's just fucking badass. You bottom out here, you tighten them all the way to bottom out here, and then you clamp it over. I also have a 170 mil RockShox reverb, which is awesome. I mean, this frame's probably a little too small for me. It's a large, it's like a 19-inch, but I don't like riding 21-inch frames. They get too big and cumbersome. So even this, I don't even have this all the way down, and I have a 170, so I have legs for days. I even have the new Mallet E-pedals. They just match my bike. They just look sick. Essentially, the bike shifts really good. I'm just going to manually shift each cog here. Obviously this isn't the way you should be shifting, but you can see it's jumping two gears pretty good. This should go into the 40 tooth, and then this last click will take it into the 45. Nice and easy. This has plenty of forward motion that it could still go through. I mean, it's got plenty of motion, so I'm not really worried about that. Good clearance on the cogs here. I mean, kind of get in there, but you can see, let's see, you can see that I don't have anything really touching. It's close. You know, it's close, but it works great. I mean, I'd continue to do the 45 if I needed to, but to get a $60 cassette and then pay 90 bucks for a ring is kind of dumb when you can just get an 11 to 46 Shimano, which, you know, not having a 40 isn't a huge deal, but it still would be nice to have it for like 80. So, and that weird noise you hear is my auto suspension. And I'm running my tubeless Kendos, and they're working great. These wheels are pretty solid. These are race face turbine, older turbine wheels with the narrow width. But for a wheel set that's 500 bucks to 400 bucks all day, and even I've seen the effect wheel set on sale, like on clearance, for like $260. These wheels are really nice for, you know, for a bargain. Straight pull spokes, which is really cool. Also have a carbon tie rear axle. I got rid of the quick release Formula One that it comes with because it breaks and you can't really replace it with the Formula One, so I have this really expensive carbon tie axle bolt, and that's about it. RockShox working great. Mounted over here because the cable wasn't long enough. So that's all. I weighed my bike. It's about 30 pounds. 160 mil air spring in the front now. And I'm going to be getting a MRP ramp control for this side, which essentially eliminates your air tokens, and then you can adjust the amount of air tokens manually because it actually adjusts it with a little cartridge unit.